Welcome to Timeless Audiobook, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Introduction from the author of The Martian comes Project Hail Mary, a riveting and high-stakes interstellar tale of survival, sacrifice, and science. Andy Weir returns with a story that grips listeners from the first moment. When Ryland Grace wakes up alone on a spaceship with no memory of who he is or how he got there, the mystery begins to unfold. With Earth's very survival hanging in the balance, this journey becomes more than a personal battle. It becomes humanity's final hope. Blending thrilling science with emotional depth, Project Hail Mary is an exhilarating ride through space and into the very soul of what it means to be human. This summary will walk you through the powerful plot, remarkable discoveries, and unforgettable moments that define this extraordinary novel. Ryland Grace opens his eyes to a blinding white light, pain, and confusion. He is disoriented, surrounded by unfamiliar equipment, and flanked by two long-dead crewmates. He doesn't know his name, his purpose, or even where he is. Slowly, through fragmented memories, he begins to piece together the truth. He is alone on a spaceship called the Hail Mary. He's light years from Earth, and humanity's existence depends on the mission he doesn't even remember signing up for. As he gains consciousness and control over his surroundings, he discovers that Earth is dying. A strange, microscopic life form called Astrophage is draining the sun's energy. In time, this energy loss will lead to Earth freezing over. The world had banded together to find a solution, and the Hail Mary mission was born, to find out how Tau Ceti, a distant star, had somehow resisted this devastating energy drain. Grace, a former science teacher turned reluctant astronaut, was never supposed to be a hero. But his scientific brilliance made him the best candidate, and now he's the only one left to carry out the mission. As memories return in flashes, Grace remembers training, saying goodbye to Earth, and boarding the Hail Mary with two crewmates who didn't survive the trip. He's haunted by the weight of their absence and the crushing realization that he's utterly alone. The mission itself seems nearly impossible. He must figure out why Tau Ceti's star isn't being drained by Astrophage, which might hold the key to saving Earth. It's a race against time, conducted in the vacuum of space and powered by sheer human ingenuity. The loneliness in space is suffocating, but everything changes when Grace encounters the unthinkable, another spacecraft. Inside is a being completely unlike any life from Earth. Dubbed Rocky, this creature is a spider-like alien from a planet called Arid, also suffering from an astrophage problem. Against all odds, Grace and Rocky begin to communicate. Their bond is cautious at first, built through sound, gesture, and mutual need. But as time passes, a powerful friendship forms between two beings from entirely different worlds. They are both scientists, problem solvers, and most importantly, survivors. Together, they work tirelessly to uncover the secrets of Astrophage, sharing knowledge and risking their lives to experiment and test theories in the alien star system. Rocky is an engineering genius, and Grace, a biology and chemistry expert. Their skills complement each other perfectly. Working together, they discover a predator of Astrophage, which they name Amoeba. This single-celled organism can consume Astrophage, potentially neutralizing the threat to their stars. But the solution is not so simple. Amoeba has trouble surviving in the conditions present around different stars, including Earth's. They must genetically modify it, engineer it to adapt, and ensure it's viable for deployment on both planets. The task is daunting, and failure could doom two civilizations to as the mission progresses. Grace faces endless challenges, from power failures to near-death experiences. He also wrestles with moral dilemmas and the psychological toll of isolation. Despite the advanced technology of the Hail Mary and Rocky's ship, their work is painstakingly manual. Every breakthrough is hard-won, but slowly, piece by piece, they edge closer to salvation. Grace's bond with Rocky becomes the emotional anchor of the novel. Though they are from entirely different species, their empathy, respect, and humor transcend the vast differences between them. Back on Earth, the world waits, unaware of Grace's progress or survival. Through recovered memories, we learn about Strat, the no-nonsense administrator who organized the Hail Mary project. She handpicked Grace not because he wanted to go, but because he was the only one who could succeed. She manipulated, pushed, and cornered him into accepting a one-way trip. At the time, Grace had protested. He never saw himself as a hero. But as he works beside Rocky in deep space, he grows into the role, driven by a deep sense of responsibility and the memory of what's at stake. He's not just saving humanity, he's saving his new friend's world as well. The breakthrough finally comes. After countless trials, the modified Amoeba survives and thrives in different star conditions. The solution is within reach. Rocky prepares to return to Arid to deploy the cure, and Grace prepares to send it back to Earth. Their bittersweet goodbye is one of the most emotional moments in the story. Two unlikely allies, united by science and compassion, go their separate ways. But fate has one final test for Grace. On his return journey, an unexpected issue arises. A breach in the ship threatens the survival of the samples needed to save Earth. Grace realizes that returning home would mean abandoning the samples or letting Rocky die while trying to save his ship. Faced with an impossible decision, Grace makes the ultimate sacrifice. He redirects his return path and risks everything to save Rocky. The man who once resisted being a hero becomes one without hesitation. He chooses loyalty, friendship, and compassion over personal safety. The mission is no longer just about Earth. It's about doing the right thing for someone who became family. Grace wakes up again, this time not in the sterile medical bay of the Hail Mary, but in a completely alien environment. He has survived. Rocky has saved him in return. Now Grace lives on Arid, adapting to a life completely unlike Earth. He teaches, explores, and continues his scientific work. Earth, now safe, has no idea what became of its unlikely savior. Grace doesn't regret his decision. The bond he shares with Rocky proves that humanity's greatest strength isn't just intellect or technology, it's empathy. In a universe vast and indifferent, two lives found meaning through cooperation and trust. The ending is both uplifting and sobering. Grace is a man forever changed, far from home, but deeply connected to life and purpose. In Project Hail Mary, Andy Weir delivers a thrilling blend of hard science, emotional resonance, and unexpected hope. Grace's journey reminds us that even in the darkest corners of the universe, light can be found when we reach across the stars with open hands and open hearts. The novel is a celebration of human curiosity and the indomitable will to survive. It's a story where math and chemistry are not just academic disciplines, but tools of salvation. Every experiment, every calculation becomes a step closer to victory. And yet, the emotional core of the story, Grace's evolution from reluctant participant to selfless hero, is what truly resonates. Through humor, wit, and heart, Grace becomes more than a character. He becomes a symbol of what we're capable of when driven by purpose and compassion. Rocky, too, becomes an unforgettable presence. His unique physiology, his childlike enthusiasm, and his unwavering loyalty transform him from a curiosity to a deeply beloved character. Their friendship is one of the most authentic depictions of cross-cultural, or in this case, cross-species, relationships in fiction. It shows that communication, patience, and kindness can bridge even the most insurmountable gaps. Andy Weir's attention to scientific detail grounds the story in reality, but it's the heart of the characters that elevates Project Hail Mary beyond a typical sci-fi novel. Whether you're a fan of space exploration, character-driven narratives, or stories of underdog triumphs, Project Hail Mary offers something unforgettable. It's gripping, hopeful, and filled with moments that make you laugh, gasp, and maybe even cry. The tension of space travel, the joy of discovery, the pain of sacrifice, it's all here. Grace's transformation from a man who wanted nothing to do with space to a man who sacrifices everything for two worlds is the very essence of heroism. The novel closes on a hopeful note. Grace, though marooned on a distant world, is not lost. He has made a new life. He continues to teach, learn, and explore. He is surrounded by friends. He is alive. And in his quiet, alien corner of the universe, he finds peace. Earth will never know the full truth of what he did. But for Grace, that doesn't matter. His mission wasn't about recognition. It was about doing what was right. Project Hail Mary leaves listeners inspired, humbled, and deeply moved that IT reminds us that even when everything seems lost, when hope is a faint glimmer, we must reach out. We must keep going. We must fight for each other. Because in the end, it's not the technology or the science that saves us. It's our humanity.